I'll be right back, girls. can't just whine at the door when I'm not here. Hey guys, sorry. Okay, I'm not ready to sit down just yet. I will be, uh, I will be right back, and I just wanted to check in with you guys. I'm very sorry, but I have to do some things real quick, otherwise my mom is probably gonna ground me and or yell at me. I'll be right back, just wanted to check in. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Lucy. I'm sorry. Hey guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about taking forever. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to leave again for a little while, a little later, but whatever. Okay, let's see what I missed. Shoot. Oh, thank you. It was a gift from my grandma. Maybe a year or two ago. I don't know. Came along with those little figurines that I have that you've seen before. I was So I went to go see Into the Spider-Verse today, like for the second time, but my sister and cousin came along with me. My cousin rated the movie 13.5 out of 10. And usually she's very negative about movies, but she really loved it. She especially loved the Spider Pig, also known as Spider Ham, Peter Porker. But I'm sorry I took so long. I had to go I had to fold towels. I had to sweep the upstairs. And actually, I'm supposed to be cleaning my bathroom, but I don't want to do that right now, so I'm just gonna do some streaming stuff here until, like, I don't know. Pennywise, huh? So earlier, I was working on, two sides of the same story, so I think I'm gonna work on that for a little bit, so, yeah. I saw earlier Parker Bradley. I don't know if you're still here, but you said you had AU questions. So if you're still here, you can go ahead and ask me. I love answering questions about my AU. Freaking A. Aquaman, huh? I heard one person say it was really good, but I haven't really asked a whole lot of people about it because I don't really have an interest in Aquaman. I mean, I really liked the Aqualad character in Teen Titans, like the original Teen Titans. Oh, dab on them haters, huh? You're one of those people. Sorry if my dogs were kind of annoying, but they kind of get crazy when they're alone. They whine a lot and claw at my door. I have some very faint scratch marks in the wood. Thank you. So, how are you guys doing on this fine Saturday? Oh, there's the folder. That's good. Awesome. My sister is getting baptized tomorrow. Okay, this is not necessarily a bad thing, but everyone on my sister's dad's side of the family, they're all a bunch of friggin' Jesus freaks. They're all super Christian and super weird, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, pink. Uh, hang on. Green. Black. Red. Thank you. Which dog, the big one or the small one? The big one's name is Misty, by the way, and the small one's name is Lucy. Lucy's been in our family a lot longer than Misty has, so she's pretty old. Is that right, Lucy? Are you an old lady dog? She's just rubbing her face into my blankets. If you guys are wondering who the person is in the thumbnail, that's Penny Parker from Into the Spider-Verse. I'm feeling in a Spider-Verse mood. I really need to draw fan art of it, but I'm kind of nervous because I've never drawn Spider-Man before. Okay. I mean, I really don't need that many colors for this. That's very funny. Very funny and very girl. I'm very funny. I don't know if you can say that because I think it's kind of against the law to create a new religion. Have any of you guys seen Into the Spider-Verse? Because in my opinion, it's the best Spider-Man movie ever. And don't ask me about Spider-Man Homecoming because I haven't seen that one. I wanted to see it because I love Spider-Man, but I don't know. But I really appreciate your love for my comic. So right now I'm on a page where Flaky is smelling the flowers that Flippy got for her, and she's happy about it, and he's just being all cute, blushing and rubbing the back of his neck, just doing this like casual boy pose. I mean, I don't know if boys pose like that, but you know. I don't know what boys do because all boys are different. I mean, not many of them are different in some ways, but you know. The ink just spreads. They've sent you a letter to come back home to play, but to your dismay, this isn't your day. For the happy fun time has begun to fade. Watch as we reanimate the corpses you've abandoned. Yeah, we're dismantled or mishandled. We won't be skipped and swayed. Trapped within these walls, you left our souls to drip away. The ink decays, the walls at bay, but the reckoning has come today. You say Boris has no guts because you've replaced it with mechanical strength and torture. But we move forward, this disorder kills your day. I am alive, immortalized. You're the creator, you traitor. Hey, there's no vaccine to cure our dirty needs. For now, you must have built up our machine. You die tonight. I haven't played it. I've seen other people play it. I didn't understand the ending. I mean, yeah, it was freaky, but like I didn't understand what it meant exactly. I can't wait for the day after tomorrow. New Steven Universe episode, and we're finally gonna get to hear the song Escapism. I mean, we've already heard it, like we've heard a demo from Rebecca Sugar, but I can't wait to hear I can't wait to hear it in the actual show, like with the actual singer. And it was revealed that the people who sing it are going to be Connie, Steven, and Stevani. I guess I'll have to face that in this awful place I shouldn't show a trace of doubt, but pulled against the grain, I feel a little pain that I would rather do without. I'd rather be free, free, free. I'd rather be free, free from here. Oh, hey Parker. Sorry I wasn't here earlier. Yes, I shipped Flippy and Flaky. Yeah, go ahead. Ask away. Ask all you want. I like this little chibi Flaky I've got with the flowers. Here, I'll show you. Right there. She's so pretty. I'm thinking maybe a car accident, some kind of accident. And in my AU, at the time that they first moved to Happy Tree Town, the curse hadn't devolved, so it was still at the phase where it would only bring back the residents that were first born there. And you know, in my AU, Pop Cub and his wife were from out of town, and when his wife died, like a few months after they moved to the town, it was at that point where it would only bring back the people who were first born there. But by the time Pop and Cub had their first death in Happy Tree Town, the curse had evolved to where it would bring back anyone who was in that town. It didn't matter if they were born there or not. I know it's complicated, but like whatever. Huh. That's interesting. I'd like to read that comic. It sounds very dramatic and I like it. No problem, Bob, even though your name's not Bob. Do, 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 do. I don't know why I do that sometimes. Do, 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 do. La 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 la. You know, I had the Happy Tree Friends theme song as my ringtone one time. I also had this one song called Gigantic OTN as my ringtone one time, and it went off in class once, and oh god, I was so embarrassed. Oh, glad I didn't put this Sharpie away yet. Welcome back. Mm. Yeah, go ahead if you want to. Mm. Oh, whoops. Missed something. Jeez. I haven't worked on a two sides of the same story page in what feels like forever. Feels kind of weird to be back in it. I think the reason why I've been taking such long breaks in between working on this comic is because, well, maybe I'm getting a little bored of working on it, but I'm not going to stop until I finish it. I promise that. I'm stubborn. I don't want to be one of those people that discontinues a comic just because I've lost interest in working on it a little bit. Yes, because that's a good idea. Sorry, Jack. I gotta move yet. I'm just gonna put it there. There we go. Sorry, I just need some music. Clocks on the wall, talk the watches on the wrist. It's the moment we relive. It's the moments like this when it's time to get ill. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's kind of like behind my head. I love this song. Don't bother retracting it. I saw it. Yep, go ahead. Sorry. If you guys were wondering what that song was, it's Moments by Gorillaz featuring De La Soul. De La Soul was also their collaborator on Feel Good Inc. Yeah, it would, so that's why I stopped it. I wasn't even thinking, I'm sorry. I just got my I'm kind of at my time of the month, so my brain isn't working properly. Alright, now let's actually color this boy. This boy. Clocks on the walls, talk the watches on the wrist. It's the moments we relive. It's the moments like this. Okay. Gotta find the right colors. Shouldn't be that hard. I'm gonna just use this color. Yep, that. Yep, need that one. Well, you can tell green heart emoji, Flippy green heart emoji, that I said you are very welcome, my friendo. Make sure you spell you are right. Hang on. Come on. Mahogany. Found it. These colors are much harder than I thought. It's like it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Um, 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 you can reveal yourself anytime you want, color. Oh, there's a color I need. Can't believe I missed that. I need that for the color of Flippy's living room wall. And please don't tell me I passed by a green color that I needed. Because I'm trying to find regular green right now, but it's not going so well, compadres. Found it. No, that's evergreen. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'll find it. I always find my colors. No, just forget the music. Fuck it. And don't... Nobody say, did you just swear on my Christian Minecraft server? If you do, then honestly, I can't respect you. Okay, I'm coloring in Flippy's couch right now, and of course it's frickin' green. A few days ago in school, someone was teasing me about Sonic, and normally that gets to me. Like, just saying the name myself is enough to trigger, like, Vietnam flashbacks practically. Um, but you know what? This time it didn't affect me. I didn't even get the weird surge in my stomach that I usually do that usually triggers my anger. You know, one time I one time someone was teasing me, and you wanna know what I called him? Oh my gosh, it's from Brandon Rogers, but, like, seriously. But you wanna know what I called him? Okay, don't repeat this because I don't wanna get you guys in trouble with your moms or whatever, but I called him a limp dick hippie queer. That's from Brandon Rogers, by the way. He's really offensive, but he's really funny. But I wouldn't recommend repeating some of the stuff he says. I wouldn't recommend repeating anything he says, but he's really funny, even though he's really offensive with his videos. But I know it wasn't good for me to say it because I would probably offend someone, but like I was so angry. And when you're angry, you don't even bother to stop and think what you're about to say. I'm not saying that excuses your behavior, but still. How can you tell an angry person to stop and think about something when they're angry? I think I should have the right to be angry and say some of the things I want to say just so I can get them out. Because, like, I don't think it's good to hold in your anger during certain points. Well, that would be cool if I knew who Lunatic Harness was, but I don't know who that is, so good for you, but I don't know who that is. Uh, oh, my bad. Still have never heard of it, though. Get down there, you pencil shavings. One time when we were walking my dogs around the block, my cousin and I were going over our favorite insults, and we were just casually saying them to each other. And she said one of her favorite insults was, "You stale end piece of white bread." I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but like, it's kind of funny. Hey, no barking. I swear, I will not hesitate to put you in your kennels. I will pomp you, then I will put you in your dang kennels. Earlier, I drew a picture of myself for my sister, and then I inked it, and then I gave it to her so she could color it, and she actually got the colors. She actually got the colors right. She colored my hair brown. She colored my skin peach, and she colored my glasses pink, even though my glasses are not pink. They're blue. I think they're blue. Some kind of blue. I don't know. Yeah, who doesn't hate insults? I mean, they're like, people who insult me, they're not even clever about it. Like, if you want to tease me about something else, but anything but frickin' that. Actually, please don't tease me. I don't like being teased. I think earlier I was insulted at the movie. I wasn't even being mean. I was just casually asking these guys. I was asking these guys who were sitting there. I asked them what movie they were going to see, and this guy was like, "We're going to go see the movie about none of your business," or something like that. And I'm just like, "Oh, okay." Uh, Thinking about it right now, I want to strangle him. The person who looked like Nutty but had glasses, that was me. That was my OC. I wanted to make my OC looks a lot like me, and I really like squirrels, so I made myself a squirrel. And green is like my second favorite color, but at the time I was making it was my first favorite color, so I just made myself green. And at the time I made that, my glasses were a dark navy blue color and they were like square color, so that's why I made myself like that. So, and the little hairs on top of my head, that's just something I draw on myself when I draw myself as a human, an anime human. I make these two little cowlicks that looks like the top of a yuzu. If you don't know what a yuzu is, it's a fruit and it has these two little leaves on top that look like these little antlers. There's actually a character from an anime called Sakura Trick, and she has two little hairs on top of her head. She has two little cowlicks on top of her head that look like that. Hang on, I'll find a picture and then I'll send it to you guys. And she's actually named after that carrot, that fruit that's yuzu. I don't know who I'd ship my character with. Right now, personally, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm still getting over my last breakup, and it's not easy because I really miss my boyfriend. I really, really miss him truly. Hang on, I made the link is too long. There you go. That's the character Yuzu from Sakura Trick. And you can see she actually kind of does look like a Yuzu. Well, you kind of are, but I get it. Art trades, fun. And that's for the fruit. And it's compared to what an orange looks like. I really like Sakura Trick, but if you're gonna go watch Sakura Trick, just be warned, it contains Yuri, which means there are lesbians in it, so if you're not a fan of that, then don't watch it. But it's really cute. And there are also some etchy elements where like some of the characters will accidentally grab each other's boobs and they actually do close-ups of the boobs kind of bouncing a little bit because it's supposed to be like fan service or whatever. So there are some perverted elements of it because they're like high school girls and in high school everything automatically gets more perverted because hormones and shit. But it's a really good anime. It's very It's very cute and it's very funny and it's very sweet too. I can hear my mom upstairs and it's stressing me out. My mom scares the shit out of me. There we go. She looks so white against the colored background. I just realized I forgot to find orange and brown for the crests on Flippy's jacket. When we went to go pick up my cousin before we went to the movies, she was really stressed out because she was at Walmart with her mom for like 5 hours and it was really stressful and she was just so miserable. I felt really, really bad for her. She also had some matches with her. I mean, she didn't use them, but she said to me that she said to me that she wanted to light the matches on fire and stare at them while they burned. My cousin's kind of a psychopath. All right, I'll say breasts. To be honest, that word also kind of makes me uncomfortable, but still, it's just a term. There are I've heard many different terms to describe it. Orbs of flesh, breasts, bust, melons. Melons, that's funny. Knockers. I'll stop talking now. My stomach really hurts. I gotta make sure I take another Midol before I go to bed. I think the wounds in my mouth are finally starting to fully and completely heal. I use this mahogany colored pencil to color in Flaky's quills. In the past, when I used to color her traditionally, I would use a regular red pencil to color her quills and also her fur, but when I would color her quills, I would press really hard to make it look like it was a different color from her fur. And it worked, and it looked really good and really pretty, but it caused my red pencil to run out really fast, and that wasn't good. And it also really hurt my hand. So either way, it was just really, really inconvenient. So that's why I am using mahogany instead. Why do you think it should have never happened? My dog just made a weird noise in the back of her throat. It sounded like a whoopee cushion. My dog Lucy, she's really old. I've been telling her that she's not allowed to get older. She's supposed to stay with us forever and ever. But I know that's not going to happen. Ugh, self-loathing. I've been there too. Every time I make a mistake, I go into a self-loathing session because honestly, how else am I supposed to feel? I'm not just gonna magically feel like, oh, well, it's okay, I can do better next time just because someone tells me to do. I can't just magically change how I feel just because someone tells me. This isn't a movie. Life is not a movie. You can't just magically change something just because a writer wills it to. Can you just imagine everything in your life being a lie and you're only a character in a movie? And then when you realize that, you question if you are real or if you're not real or if there's something weird going on or whatever, I don't know. Have you ever thought about that? Yeah, well, Lucy's had a lot of problems, mostly with her back. That's because she's a dachshund, and dachshunds actually have very delicate backs. So it doesn't help that she's jumped off of high places like my grandma's bed, and also my bed, and any bed in general. Because when she jumps, she arches her back like this, and then she just goes on the floor, and then it just snaps back into place. So it's not really healthy for her because dachshunds are like these hot dog looking dogs, and it's just not healthy for them. I think whenever a character talks about puberty in a movie, it's just really awkward. I mean, I think I've already gone through puberty because I think girls go through puberty after they get their period. I mean, I could be mistaken. Don't quote me on that. I'm no doctor. But like, I think I have already gone through puberty and I think I've been through the worst of it. And yet, I still feel like I suffer every day. Not every day, but like, it's just, you know, that feeling when you just feel like no matter what you do, you're just mindlessly pressing on, even though it's not like you feel like you're not, even though you're doing something, you don't feel like you're accomplishing anything really. You're just doing something just to get it out of the way. That's kind of what happened to me and drawing. But I think for the most part I overcame it. And I think maybe that was because I needed to take a small break from drawing happy tree friends, because as much as I hated to admit it, it was kind of holding me back and also keeping me from drawing anything else. I mean, I still like drawing them, but like you still got to draw other things. So I started drawing Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, and I started doing other things, and then the things I used to draw started to be fun again. And right now, I'm kind of semi getting that feeling because I'm working on this comic that I should have had at least more than halfway done ages ago. But like I stopped to remake all these old pages because I couldn't stop cringing at my old art style. But I chose this path and I'm not backing out no matter how depressed or bored I get. I'm not just going to back out of something just because I'm losing interest. I will keep going and I will keep making stuff for you guys because that's what I like to do. I like hearing you guys say, Emily, that's so great, or Emmy, you're so awesome. I like hearing good stuff because honestly, who doesn't like hearing good stuff about themselves? Sorry, I was rambling, but that's just honestly how I feel. It's okay. I've got this. You just go shower and relax. I will be just fine. And thank you for managing my stream while I was out. I really hope that nothing bad happened. I mean, from what I checked, it didn't seem like anything bad happened, but you never know. I just grazed over it, glazed over it, whatever the frickin' phrase is. Is it grazed or glazed? I don't know. I wish I could create music because I actually really love singing. I mean, I know you guys know this because you've heard me sing. I was literally singing not too long ago on this stream. I dress up for Halloween. Does that count as cosplaying? I mean, I kind of think it does. There have been times when I've dressed up outside of Halloween. I mean, in Halloween costumes, yeah, but like, does that count? I don't think I've done like an official cosplay, but still. I think I think maybe I have. I mean, technically everyone who dresses up for Halloween is a cosplayer, I believe. Like, I don't know. Okay. Oh, whoops. Can't believe I almost missed that part. Doy. So stupid. That's awesome. I've been singing ever since I was little. So I know a lot of you from Amino probably already saw it. Like I posted pictures of me wearing it, but a few days ago when I came back to school, I saw that my teacher had put one of my put my Christmas design on a t-shirt. It's a t-shirt of my floof son eating cookies in a Santa suit, and it says Merry Floofmas on it. I think a lot you guys from Amino have already seen it. Hang on, I gotta find orange. There's orange. Now I need to find brown. There's brown. It's just so annoying that I have to find this color, and yet I only use it to color in one measly part. Those of you who haven't seen it, if you haven't seen it, I can go grab it out of my laundry basket. I mean, I wanted to wear it tonight, but like, I don't know. Oh, I need to find gray. Oh, this will do. It's silver. There we go. That's another page colored. Sorry, the picture's kind of rolling up. I wish the color thing wouldn't do that. If you can't read it, just tell me. Be right there! I can't draw furniture for shit. Oh, stupid thing. She's smelling the flowers, and this makes her smile. And Flippy says, "So I take it you like him?" And she says, "Yes." And then he says, "I hoped you would." And then she giggles. And then he says, "But I may have a, but I may have a solution for our problem." And she says, "Oh, do tell." Okay. Alright. I'll be right back. Yes, Mom? Hi, I'm back. Sorry, I had to put my sister to bed. My mom can't carry her because she's pregnant. My mom really needs to, she wanted to sleep in her own bed tonight because my sister is afraid to go downstairs for multiple reasons. So she prefers to sleep in the same bed as her mom and dad, but my mom wants her bed to herself. Hi. Okay. Oh man, why am I in so much pain? Okay. So, you guys, how are you guys liking 2019 before so far? I mean, we've only had 5 days of it, but what do you guys think of 2019 so far? Yep, red, need that color. Yep, I can see that, Queen. I can see that right now. There's also 5 people watching, which, okay, fine, whatever. I don't need 500 million people watching my stream to know that I'm special. You guys remember that Happy Tree Friends episode without a hitch? Yeah, I this page I'm working on right now, Flippy actually like references it. You guys find it funny how even though there was all that lightning going on, Flippy wasn't like flipping out or anything? Hmm. I actually, on this panel right now that I'm outlining, I have a picture of Flippy with a shard of glass sticking out of his eye. I felt weird drawing it because it looks really weird. I'm trying to do something really cool with this part of the panel. Because you know how that episode was in black and white because it was styled to look like an old silent movie? I'm trying to do something like that. So, when if I actually manage to get this posted sometime, forgive me if it looks really shitty. Earlier, I was eating dinosaur egg oatmeal, and usually there are like maybe 6 or 7 or 8, maybe dinosaur eggs in there. And I normally pick the dinosaur eggs out and then heat up the oatmeal and then sprinkle them in later. Yeah, but she was also she was also being ridiculous because like her fear was her fear like she wasn't really in any danger. I mean, I understand her fear. I mean, if I was her, I'd be scared too, but she was also not really in any real danger. Okay. But yes, Flaky is smart. I like it in Happy Tree Friends fan fictions when Flickby, when he says to Flaky, "Huh, you're actually smarter than I initially thought," because naturally he just he just calls her dumb, and then he comes to realize that she's not dumb. Yes, she's a coward, and yes, she just runs away, but she's actually very smart, and she learns pretty quickly. I'm not good at drawing splatters or dripping effects. Just gonna point that out. So this will look pretty spiky. There we go. I really hope this turns out good because if it's not, I'm going to be very disappointed in myself. You can go ahead and leave. You guys can leave whenever you want, but just tell me if you're gonna leave. You don't really need my permission. I'm not your parent, so oh, mm. All right then. I'm actually having a pretty good time outlining this page because it actually looks really good. I think sometimes I don't have a good time outlining these some of these pages because sometimes Sometimes I feel like people just throw copyright strikes on YouTube channels just because they need something to do. I mean, we're not stealing anything, and we're not saying that this belongs to us. I feel like they just want to throw copyright strikes on something just because they're bored and they have nothing better to do. But I could be wrong. I mean, unless it really pissed me off and someone was trying to steal my work and take credit for it, I don't think I could throw a copyright strike at someone just because of whatever. I'd feel bad. Sadists, huh? I think there's actually a little bit of a sadist in all of us. I mean, we all laugh at that video of the cat falling down the stairs, and then we worry about feeling bad for it later. We all laugh at that one guy who rides his bike into a sign and falls over, and then we feel bad for them later. So there's a little bit of a sadist in all of us. I don't know if you guys know about the Game Grumps, but like I talk about them quite a bit because they're like one of my favorite YouTube channels. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, one of the Game Grumps. His name is Ross O'Donovan. He his friends like Dan and Aaron, the main Grumps. They call him a sadist because when they were playing Mario Maker, Ross made his levels, especially the levels Companion Spring and You Are a Monster. He made them unbelievably hard, and they call him an evil satanic sadist, and they always threaten to kill him because he makes the levels so hard. And one time they were talking about how they said that they told him what the definition of a sadist was, someone who derives pleasure from the pain of others. And Ross was like, "Oh yeah, I do that." And they were just like, "Oh my gosh, Ross, really?" I remember one of the things they said was that one of them, I don't remember which one. I think it was Dan, but I think Dan said something about Ross is going to be the easiest of my friends to kill. So freaking dumb. And yeah, a lot of Ross's levels actually do look hard, especially Companion Spring. What about you guys? Do you guys watch Game Grumps? Because if you don't, then you're missing out on one one hell of a channel. Because they're really funny. They've got some high quality stuff, and they don't just play games. They also do like live action skits, and their live action skits are just as funny as the stuff that they make. I mean, the Game Grumps mostly consists of men, but there are a few girls. Like one of the main Grumps, his name is Aaron Hansen. His wife, Susie, I think her last name is Lynn or whatever, but I don't know. His wife Susie is also a grump. And there's also Ross and Dan, and JonTron actually used to be one of the main grumps, but then he left and was replaced by Dan Avedon as one of the main grumps. And there's also Barry also used to be a grump, but I think he recently left. I think he announced that on his Twitter. But he said he'd still collaborate with the grumps if they invited him to. Well, that's just not right. I mean, seriously. It's like people have nothing better to do, so they're just gonna throw a bunch of freaking strikes on channels just for fun and amusement, and they're just gonna watch people suffer because they have nothing better to do with their damn time. Sometimes I feel like my mom yells at me because she's mad about something and she needs to take it out on someone, so she's just like, I know, I'm gonna take it out on my daughter because she can't yell back because then I'll ground her, and I know how much she hates getting grounded. But sometimes she just genuinely yells at me because I did something wrong or because I did something really stupid. Which I always do something stupid. The stupidest thing I ever did was being born. I think I've only been striked once or twice. I'm just like, oh yeah, the second I use an anime song, you're just gonna freaking strike me. That's why in my Two Sides of the Same Story comic videos, I use mostly songs from the Undertale soundtrack because everyone just loves to throw strikes at people. It's so hard to find music that's not copyrighted. I swear. Another funny thing that the Grumps said, and then like I don't remember exactly what they were saying, but I think Dan said something along the lines of you think that adults are so cool and they know everything, but then when you become an adult yourself, you just realize that adults are just asshole children who got taller, which I can say is true to some extent. And I love my mom and everything. Like my mom is the best. She's the best. She's the best mom ever. But that doesn't mean that I like everything about her. Like she judges everything that has a pulse and she can be a real bitch sometimes. She won't even deny it. Like she has literally called herself a bitch before. So I'm pretty sure if someone called her a bitch, she wouldn't deny it. But my mom is also very opinionated. Hey, Compa, welcome. I saw you at the movies earlier. I mean, you know that, but like, seriously. Oh, there we go. Yes, that's true. And a lot of people have said to me in the past, "Don't swear on your streams," or "Please," or "Don't swear. I'm not allowed to hear bad words." And I'm just like, if you're not allowed to hear bad words, then you're not ready for the internet. If you're not allowed to hear bad words, you're not ready for YouTube. You can just stay on YouTube Kids with all the Barbie videos and everything. If you're not allowed to hear swear words, then why are your parents letting you have a YouTube channel? If you're not allowed to hear swear words, why are your parents letting you on the frickin' internet? It just doesn't make any sense to me. This is the internet. You're going to find inappropriate things. You're going to find people who swear. You're going to find this and that and those. You're going to find a lot of things that you're probably not ready to hear or that you're not allowed to hear. But that's not just going to magically make me stop. I mean, I'll cut down on my swearing if it makes you uncomfortable, but to completely cut off my swearing, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry, but it's just not going to happen. I am an adult, and as long as I'm not doing it around my mom or any of my other elders, with some exceptions, of course, then I'm going to swear. I'm sorry. But the main point is, if you're not allowed to hear bad words, then I don't know what you're doing on YouTube or the internet in general, because the internet is full of bad words. Really hope this looks good. Well, yep, I think this is actually going to look pretty good. No, 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 you're fine. I mean, we got a half hour left before midnight, so. Yeah, my fan fictions actually have a lot of swearing, too. I'm trying to create this cool black, white, and gray effect on this, so it kind of looks like Without a Hitch did, but it's also got my own spin on it. So I'm really hoping that it'll look really good. Well, if you want to get better at art, then you can practice, but also practicing art also takes patience. It took me like 5 to 6 years to get where I am now, and I'm still I wouldn't consider myself a professional, but I'm not no amateur either. I would consider myself a professional or an amafessional. Yeah, I'm an amafessional. I'm not a professional, but I'm not a complete amateur either. I'm practicing and getting better each time I draw. And I think that I'm actually going to turn out to be one of the artists that will go down in history. Not the same way Picasso or Rembrandt or Georgia O'Keeffe did, but in a way that people will be like, she was a wholesome artist who had lots of talent, and she tried her best, and she had a lot of friends too. She was also greatly empathetic. She gave many chances, and even though she had her rough points and her bad points, she She was a really good person at heart. That's what I want people to say about me. If I want to be remembered as someone who did more good than bad. Someone who people could look up to and not be judged for everything. Someone who just I just want to be remembered as a good person. That's what I want to be remembered as. And I think I'm actually doing pretty good. Like personally, I think that, but if people want to judge me, then they can judge me because even though it's bad to judge people, you just you can't really stop them because it's part of their rights. Yes, yes, she is, Cindy. Yes, she is. Konnichiwa. Again, the person in the thumbnail is Penny Parker from Into the Spider-Verse. I saw that movie earlier tonight for like the second time. I can't wait for it to come out on DVD. I'm gonna watch it like crazy. I think it's currently my favorite movie. As soon as I'm done coloring in the blood, I'll show you what I got so far. There's four of us here tonight. Chugga chugga choo choo, time to fight. Steamroll! Alright, I'll show you what I have so far. I don't know why I really like that face and pose for some reason. It's just very cute. Thank you. I like when you guys give me compliments about my art. It makes me feel good inside. Thank you. I wasn't like when I was making this page, like when I was sketching it, I wasn't gonna draw that because I thought it would be weird for me to draw that since I'm not too confident about drawing gore, at least not like that. But I don't regret it now because it actually looks really good. That's good. Concept art is always good. You know, in school, when they talk about things like resumes and all that, I'm just like, uh, I've never even seen a resume, so I don't even know. I've never seen a resume, so like I've never had a job, I've never seen a resume, I've never filled out an application, never had any of that happen. That I know. Yes, yes it is. Except his teeth are wrong. But it's okay. You know, my grandma accidentally, because my grandma's the one who sent me this shirt. She she accidentally mistook Toothy for a girl. I mean, I it's understandable. I mean, the shirt is pink, so actually, you've seen a lot of people mistake genders of the tree friends. Where's the frickin' gray colored? I mean, Sharpie. Oh, there it is. Don't know why I didn't see it before. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Sugar Cookie. That's really nice of you to say. I really appreciate it. Hmm. There we go. That looks good. Okay. I'm just thinking about this in my brain right now. I'm thinking about the skit of Game Grumps where they were introducing their show called Grumpcade, where like they have any combination of any grumps of any of the grumps except for just Dan and Aaron because that's just Game Grumps. Where they play console games or something. They called it Grumpcade, and the sketch where they like introduced it was really funny. I think they did it to celebrate the fact that they hit 2 million subscribers or something. Okay. Oh, that video. That video is so freaking funny. I love it. There's gray and green, yellow, green. Um, lime green, aqua green, basically a whole lot of fucking green. Light orange. Um, Black. Oh. I remember when I first discovered that bit, like, I was binge watching them playing, Mario Maker, because that's where it originally came from. And when I first heard it, I could not stop laughing. My stomach was hurting and my sides were, like, so hurting. Right now, I'm just coloring this bottom panel, like, with a lot of gray. You're my best friend, and friends are family. Hi. Um, I'll just go with 10. I mean, I'm not exactly the crazy super fangirl I used to be of it, but it's still it's still definitely one of my favorites. I think this is actually looking pretty sharp, guys. Like, I wish you could see it right now. It looks really good. Everything just clashes. I hope this will appear good on the camera. Hang on. I need to fix the color. Looks pretty good, huh? Envy, huh? Envy is one of the 7 deadly sins. There's a Vocaloid series made by a Vocaloid producer called Akuno P. You might also know him as Mothy, but he's the one who made the Story of Evil, like Daughter of Evil, which is also another Seven Deadly Sins song. Um, and he made the Seven Deadly Sins series, and each Vocaloid song that he represents each seven deadly sin. And I haven't listened to all of them. I haven't listened to all of them, but I've listened to a pretty good chunk of them. And what was I gonna say? Where's my pencil sharpener? Oh, there it is. I was just like, please do not tell me I lost it again. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but like the song of envy, the Vocaloid song that represents the deadly sin of envy, it's called The Tailor Shop at Enbizaka. The story is about a tailor who is represented by Luca, and she lives in a village, and she's a tailor, and she keeps her eye on a man living in the village, and yeah, that's basically stalking. And in her mind, they are already together, and every girl that she sees the man with, each night she eliminates each of the girls and takes a piece of clothing or accessory from them for herself to make herself more beautiful for him in the end. It's a pretty good song. It's pretty lengthy. I think it's like 6 minutes long. Another Seven Deadly Sins song by Akuno P is yeah, it actually is a yandere theme, because like what better than make the song of envy about a yandere, because yanderes are envious. If they see their senpai with anyone, they're just like, die bitch, die bitch. And another Seven Deadly Sins song that I like, and I think it actually might be my favorite, is the song that represents the sin of lust. It's called The Madness of Duke Venomania, and it tells the story of a duke with the last name Venomania, who is represented by the Vocaloid Gakpo. I actually don't know if he's a Vocaloid or an Utau, but let's just call him Vocaloid for now. The Vocaloid Gakpo represents this duke, and basically, when he was a young boy, his face was apparently hideous. Okay, bye. His face was apparently hideous, and everyone always made fun of him and made him feel like he was worthless. So when he was an adult, he made a deal with the devil, and this deal granted him powers, and he had the power to seduce and charm any woman who came his way, and he would dance with them. And he was basically building up a harem, which means he had relations with so many girls. But the one girl he was truly after was his childhood friend, but she also supposedly made fun of him. And she she also fell under his spell once he entrapped her. But then one night another mysterious maiden comes to his door, but this maiden isn't doesn't fall under his spell. But when he brings her close to him to dance, she this woman stabs him in the chest, only to reveal that it's not a woman, but a man who dressed up as a woman to get close enough to him so he could eliminate him. And once Duke Venomania starts dying, his spell over the women breaks, and they all escape his mansion, including the childhood friend. And with his last dying breath, he begs her to stay, stating that he hasn't even told her how he felt. Please speak English. I can't speak Spanish, like, fully. English. Ingles. Well, yeah, I mean, what do you expect from a song about the seven deadly sins? Do you expect a happy ending? Anyway, another song is The Daughter of Evil, and that represents the sin of pride. I'm sure Vocaloid fans already know the story of the Daughter of Evil, but I'll tell it anyway. It tells the story of the princess of the country who is only 14 years of age. Her name is Rylan, and she is represented by the Vocaloid Rin Kagamina. And it tells how she ruled the country with an iron will, and anyone who opposed her or objected to her would get the death penalty, basically. And her line was, "Bow to me," or "Shall we get started," or something. I don't know. Another one of her lines was, "Oh, it's tea time." Very iconic line. But she holds the love for a man, a blue man. He's not actually blue, his hair is blue, so she loves him, but he doesn't feel the same way about her. Instead, he loves this girl with green hair who is represented by Miku, and the blue man is actually represented by Kaito. So the princess orders for the green country to be stirred up with chaos and for the green girl that Kaito loves to be assassinated. And this happens, and, well, no one's happy about this, so a red swords lady, represented by the Vocaloid Mako, uh, leads a rebellion against the princess, and they supposedly capture the princess and execute her at the guillotine, and they all speak of her in such a cruel way and saying that she deserved what she got. It's okay, you don't have to be sorry. Oopsies. And then there's the song that represents gluttony. It tells the gluttony song tells the story of this lady. I don't know if she's royalty, but she's definitely of a high rank because she has servants and a butler. Her name is Conchita. I think that's how you pronounce it. And the song is called Evil Food Eater Conchita. And she basically eats the finest dishes from around the world, and she eats a whole lot of food too. Like, she eats very big meals, and she never puts anything to waste, as she says. Soon she eats her staff, like she eats her butler and her servants, and then she finally decides to eat herself. And she does. I know it doesn't make sense, but whatever. It's not supposed to make sense. Okay, you can use Google Translate. I mean, I use Google Translate too, so I'm not judging or anything. And uh another song is Judgment of Corruption. That represents the deadly sin of greed, and it tells the tale of a judge who will essentially decide that someone is guilty or not guilty based on how much money they bribe him with. They can commit any crime they want, including murder, and as long as they bribe him with a whole bunch of money, he will consider them not guilty. And he claims to have a paraplegic daughter Paraplegic means that you can't walk and your legs don't work right or whatever. Um, and he claims that he takes this money for them or whatever. And one day, one time, a fire starts in their home and it kills them both. And before he can go to heaven or hell, he meets with the master of the hellish yard, which I think is represented by Gumi, the Vocaloid Gumi. And she says that if he pays all of his fortune, that means that he could be exempt from his crimes and go to heaven. And he merely says, I won't give my fortune to the likes of you, and there's nothing you can do about it. So he goes to hell, stating that he will return for his fortune one day. All right. I'll show you this. My favorite Happy Tree Friend episode is Double Whammy. So technically that's episodes. I'll show you this page and then I have to go to bed. My sister is getting baptized tomorrow and we're probably going to have to get up early for that. Oy. That sounds good. Okay. Yeah. Like I said earlier, everyone on my sister's dad's side of the family, they're all a bunch of Jesus freaks. Well, I'm gonna go now. It's midnight. Peace out, my 25ers. We'll talk about that later. Bye.